First, we have to make the house an house of Iman. Make the Bayt Muslim. Make the house of a Muslim. This is a very important factor that I heard over 15 years ago. Sheikh Abu Bakr Jabir al-Jazairi, Hafidhahullah, that man who has been teaching Tawheed and Tafsir in the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for well over 40 years or more. In a series of lectures he did upon the corruption of the society. Corruption of the society. He dealt with this issue that the house of the Muslim must be the house of a Muslim. The house of the Muslim is not a mal'ab, not a playground. The house of a Muslim is not a disco. The house of a Muslim is not a cinema. The house of the Muslim is where you find Quran. And he used to say, Hafidhahullah, that what is this zeal or want by others to hear the voices of those who sing and so on and so forth, music and all of this, when we have some of the greatest reciters of Quran, the likes of, and we're talking about their recitation. We're referring, alayhi to their recitation, not necessarily the aqeedah or their minhaj. We're talking about their recitation. For if the individual, when he wanted to listen to something, was concerned about aqeedah and minhaj, he wouldn't listen to anything that has any connection with music, which is the Quran of Shaitan. He said we had the best reciters, the likes of Tablawi, the likes of Abdul Basit, the likes of Husri. And we can go further to those who now we know present day, other than Al-Mishawi, but Al-Hudhayfi, and the Aimma of the various masajid, and others. The house of the Muslim should have that playing, listening to the recitation of Quran. In this Quran, the house of the Muslim has in it Quran, has in it the remembrance of Allah, has in it sajda and ruku, has in it serenity and peace, has in it talking of good, to such a degree that the Prophet ﷺ said that or the one who Allah wants good for. And this is from the families. The family, the husband, wife, and children. The one who Allah wants good for, He places between them rahmah. He places between them mercy. O kama qal alayhi salam, that if there is good in them, they have between them rahmah, a mercy, so that the house becomes, after the masjid, a refuge from fitna, a refuge from confusion, a refuge from the call to desires, a refuge from that. The house of the Muslim becomes the house of a Muslim. So who is it that comes in our house and say, bring in a television so that you can witness the kuffar and learn how to act from the kuffar and learn how to dress from the kuffar and learn the ill and sick diseases of the kuffar? Who is it that puts a gun to our head and said, bring in your houses those magazines that impress you about the kuffar? Who is it that brings any of this, that forces us to put down the Quran and let it collect dust on a shelf, that forces us not to teach our children or take 15 minutes or half an hour out a day to teach them the book of Allah or the sunnah of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam or some wisdom of the Salaf Salih? I don't think anyone is forced. Anyone is forced. And if you go further, who is it that has us hooked up to our houses? These issues such as satellite dishes and cable and so on and so forth, and to witness things that maybe even Shaitan would be ashamed of. Who is it? No one. For upon the believer is to build, to, if you will, construct environments of Iman. Environments of Iman. And this is a very important matter.